Happy Halloween. You are live from Johnny's Donut Studios, and you're watching Mad Bomber Podcast.
I don't think you draft a guy like me to not give me carries and touches, and I'm ready for the responsibility, and like I said, it's gonna start with me and in the run game, and I got to continue to get better.
Okay, guys, we've been beating this horse down and beating it, and what we've heard from Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll this week is that we're going to run the football. But I want to bring my boy in, the Oracle Alex. Just to let you guys know, Alex is getting major run on Twitter, formerly known as X, or X, formerly known as Twitter. This show, and I'm not tooting my horn, I'm tooting his horn. We are starting to get some major players following us on Twitter and liking our stuff, and especially liking Alex, the Oracle. So I want to bring him on. This guy's doing a great job. I mean, for 30 years old, 29, whatever the hell he is, he still was trick-or-treating 10 years ago on this night. He had a bad trick-or-treat. Look at that. Props on the Mad Bomber, Mad Boomer, whatever you guys want to call it. Podcast. We got props. I should have put a Raider thing on here, huh? Anyway, it's always Halloween in Oakland and Vegas on those days, on the Sundays. I was trying to find, in fact, there he is. There's the Oracle. I was trying to find some videos of Halloween. Shoot, and I love TikTok. Love. Get my information.
Oh, we know.
Get my information. You're getting your information from TikTok. So what? What are they going to learn? That my Tesla look, I don't care. Too bad. Y'all get my information. Anyway, I was looking at all the videos on Halloween, Raiders Halloween, and it was amazing. It's like there are some cool outfits. I would have to say that that I don't know which one I'd pick. I mean, there was so many good ones. And you see the guys in the black hole, and then you see the guys that come to the stadium. And then, it's the really coolest is you go to Kansas City and they got the Swifties, the little girls, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool. I mean, my granddaughter helped me with prop bets. That's right. The 9-year-old won. She told me how many times on the Super Bowl, how many times Taylor Swift was going to be on. Tell me, Mom. And she nailed it. She nailed me. She won me not a lot of money because I don't pay taxes. But there's little Raider fans. They'll bring the kids, the little guys will come and they'll have their face painted. So if you guys are going to the Raider game this weekend, and you are bringing your child, and they are $69 tickets, fellas. So I don't want to hear no BS that I can't afford it. It's $60 this weekend to go. So if you guys wanted to take your little mijos there, they have a paint station where they face paint. You have to sign a waiver because they have like a thing where they paint their faces. And my granddaughter nailed it. She looks so good, and the line moves pretty quick, and it's free. I mean, we tipped the guy, the girl who did it, because they did such a great job. And but it's in the Modelo zone, and usually I get there. The Mad Bomber gets there early, about 10 o'clock. Watches 45 minutes of the Red Zone. They probably have 30 TVs in the Modelo zone that have Red Zone on them, and then they'll bring the Raiderettes up, and you'll see all the dirty old men go up there and try to get pictures with them. But anyway, go to the Modelo zone. Mad Boomer will be there, and then I get in line at 11. I think our game's at 1:05. So 11:05, they open up the gates, and then I run and get my $2.99 hot dogs, and start. They actually have the Red Zone in. You're going to be going here soon, Alex, and it's just a great time. So guys, if you got some extra dough laying around and want to head out to Vegas for this weekend, let me tell you, man, $69 and you're in. Real quick, look at that black hole showing up. Steven Schmitz.
All right, how you doing, Steven?
Steven nails it. You know what?
He does.
He's another guy that gets major run on this show.
Yeah.
All my friends say, look at him, he's on fire. The hot dog is worth $2.99. Trust me. My kids want me to take them home. They're just like their mother. They say that out loud.
No.
But no. But this week's going to be a good week if you do want to go see the game. And we just showed that video. Let's go ahead and show it one more time. And then I want you to comment on this. Oopsie. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you draft a guy like me to not give me, carries and touches, and I'm ready for the responsibility, and like I said, it's gonna start with me, and in the run game, and I gotta continue to get better.
Eric, I'm going to ask you questions before, and then I'm going to let you go out because I want you to ask questions for me. I have questions. As I was at the game 2 weeks ago, I saw him get the ball one time in the first 15 plays. Okay. Question number one. Do you think Chip Kelly plans out his first 15 plays like 90% of the league? That I understand that 90% of the OCs do. Do you think he does? And second, do you think he's underutilizing Ashton Jeanty?
Well, I don't know if I can answer the first question about him planning out the first 15 plays. I don't know Chip. I would think he does. I would be personally shocked if he didn't, especially because you have all this time to watch film. You have all this time. I mean, the first quarter is really about assessing the situation of the football game. And you're really trying to go off film study from the previous 8 weeks that the Jaguars have played. And what Chip Kelly's doing is he's watching the film. He's understanding their tendencies. When they're in this front, what are they more likely to do? When they have 4 guys at the line of scrimmage and we have 2 deep safeties, do they often stay in 2 deep safeties post snap, or do they rotate to a cover 3 from that? And if so, what are the tells? Just kind of like Vegas poker, you're looking for tells. So what are the tells that this Jacksonville Jaguar defense does that we could really pick up on? And when we catch them in one of their tendencies that Chip Kelly's able to understand, what is and this is going to be a big theme of the show, what is the answer to when we are presented with a problem? So I don't know if he really, I would think he does the first 15 plays. And look, I know you get your information from TikTok, and look, maybe the mad boomers don't understand, but it's a very reliable source for Mr. Johnny. So listen, if Johnny's if he's gonna learn some stuff, he's getting it from TikTok. Maybe you guys could get it from TikTok as well. You might know what you might learn. But anyways, I partially agree with Ashton Jeanty. I do agree he needs more touches. He's the 6th overall pick. We brought him here to get him the ball. Now, the ball doesn't always have to be in the run game. We could get him in the pass game, kind of like how the Raiders did against Chicago and how they did against Tennessee. Get him out in the flats. And we're playing a Jacksonville team that on defense, they really like to mix up their zone coverages. They play a decent amount of cover 3. They play more cover 6 than any team in the league. And what is cover 6? Cover 6 is going to be cover 2 to one side and then cover 4 to the other side. Now, one of the best ways to attack cover 4 is the linebacker who has to cover the flat and a little bit of the curl. That's a big coverage responsibility for that linebacker. Now, how can Chip Kelly get Ashton Jeanty matched up on that linebacker who has to cover all that ground in that coverage in cover 6? And how can he get him in some space where Ashton Jeanty can make the guy miss?
Misdirection is what I've noticed about that. That's one way that you can beat cover 4. And again, is Geno have the touch to do that? Because that has to be a touch pass when you're going to do that over to him. Because not only does it have to be, you have to lead the runner, but you can't leave it short or you gotta leave it tall, or he's gonna get laid out. Because if he makes one man miss and in cover 4, he's done. They're done.
Yeah.
And you know what, Oracle? For the next week, I'm gonna get you a rubber. I'm gonna get you a grease board, so we can start showing. Yeah, we got to start showing these guys what you mean on cover 2 and cover 4, because you know what, you do a great job of explaining it. But next week we're gonna start using a grease board to understand some of this, because like I was telling you earlier, we're having guys right now that are following us that are going, damn, I didn't know what that meant. Especially when you were so eloquently explained a 9 technique all the way to the 0. We started with the 9, but you talked about going from 0 to 9. So anyway, let's scratch that for now and get you a grease board, because I think that's brilliant, because this is the show I want guys to learn, because Jimmy Wolf, Dave Freitas, all these guys are like, dang, you know what? Sometimes I don't know what you mean, but then I understand, because the Oracle explains it so good. So we'll even get it to where we can even get it even more clear and explain what we're talking about right now a little bit more versified, so that everybody can understand it. Real quick, let's do some work, guys. If you're going to come on, and a lot of you guys are probably trick-or-treating tonight. A lot of guys are probably doing the Dodger thing. I'm very new at this, and I'm noticing that, wow, man, we only had 20 viewers. And then at the end of the week, we got 280 viewers on Twitter. Anyway, we're getting a lot of viewers, but if you guys could please go to YouTube. I have a very special present for the person that signs up on the 200. If you can prove to me you're if you're the 200 guy, I will verify it. And look at Husk. Husk comes in. Huska, aren't you out there giving candy up? Football for Dummies 101. Can't wait. See what I mean, Oracle? I mean, a lot of people are digging that, and that's what we want. We're not TMZ. We're not going to talk about what Taylor Swift looks like and what Ashton Genty's clothes are, or what Joe Burrow does. This isn't what we're going to do. We're going to talk X's and O's on the show and strictly keep it for that. So going with X's and O's, let's go ahead and talk about our guy, Trevor Lawrence. Okay. And go ahead. Oracle spent a lot of time this week. I got we picked straws, and I got Darian Porter, and he got sarcasm never looks so overlooked. Uska's on fire, dude. Uska's on fire.
Oh man, those trick-or-treaters are in for a good one tonight.
Yes, they are. So the Oracle spent a lot of time this week looking at Trevor Lawrence, and he found a lot of tendencies that he's going to explain tonight. So, Oracle, take over. This is now your show.
All right. Well, look, Trevor Lawrence, he was kind of the golden boy ever since high school. He was a high school prodigy, the #1 quarterback of his class, #1 overall player. And he goes to Clemson. He wins a national championship his first year as a freshman, beating Alabama. I believe he beat Alabama. Yeah. And then he comes back and he plays LSU the next year, and he loses in the finals. That was the Joe Burrow team. That was one of the best teams we've ever seen in college football.
Yeah.
And then his junior year, which is his final year, is the COVID year. And I believe he didn't play that year. But anyways, I mean, pretty much ever since he was in high school, everyone knew this guy was going to be the #1 overall pick when he came out. So he's the #1 overall pick by the Jaguars, and the Jaguars have what seems to be a great idea. We're going to pair him with a quote unquote elite college head coach in Urban Meyer. And unfortunately, Urban Meyer comes to Jacksonville and he's watching film and he's asking questions like, hey, who's this 99 guy in the Rams? And people are like, Urban, that's Aaron Donald. And Urban's like, oh, I guess we got to block that guy. So, you know, when you're off to that kind of start, maybe we didn't hire the right guy. And the season goes out. Urban Meyer's partying on bye weeks, and he gets fired. And they bring in Doug Peterson. Now, Doug Peterson's first year, it looked like Trevor Lawrence was playing well. And it looks like he was kind of getting going. Looks like a top 10 quarterback. But some things happen. And he never quite takes that next step in his game. And I think the biggest problem with Trevor Lawrence is, does he understand exactly what the defense is how they're trying to attack him? And that's been a problem that even going back to the London game that happened 2 weeks ago, I've had some questions about in watching the game against the Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars this year, they come out and they get off to a pretty good start. They got a new coach in Liam Cohen coming over from Tampa. And Liam Cohen did a really good job with Baker Mayfield. And he did a good job with the running game that Tampa Bay offense was humming. The first month of the season, it looked like Travis Etienne was one of the best running backs in football, but Etienne's kind of cooled off a little bit. He hasn't had quite the same impact. So it's been a lot more on Trevor Lawrence having to read defenses, understand how many guys are rushing, when the amount of guys are rushing, where are the holes in the coverage, where is the open receiver. If there's no open receiver there, then I run. And sometimes his running, and I'll say this, Trevor Lawrence is a pretty good runner. Now, he's not a guy that you get on quarterback design runs. He's not like Josh Allen, where you just see him take off after the ball snap. He's not Justin Fields, where they do that kind of stuff. He's kind of like a little bit like a poor man's Patrick Mahomes in a way, where he's a scrambler, where if no one's open, oh, I got some legs, I could get the first down. Sometimes, though, it doesn't always work out. And we'll see what this game has for him. We'll see how the Raiders come out. Is it going to be a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 4 like they've been doing? Are they going to have guys out of position? We'll see how they're going to be able to attack this Raider team. But they're desperate. This Jaguar team's desperate for a win. So are the Raiders. But I got to be honest with you, Johnny. I think this is a very winnable game for the Raiders. And I think this is a very good opportunity for Ashton Jeanty to get going again. And I think this could be an opportunity for the Raiders defensively. Maybe Devin White's able to have a game like he had 3 weeks ago now against Tennessee. Can Crosby get some pressure on Anton Harrison and Walker Little?
Depends on his health.
Depends on his health. We got to watch Adam Butler's health as well. So I'm really excited for this game for the Raiders.
I am too. And as I'm looking at before we get into the tape with the Oracle, if you guys haven't heard yet, and I'm sure you have, but if you haven't heard, Travis Hunter's out 4 weeks at least. He's on the IR. That's their problem. Oh, boo-hoo. I don't care. The other two that, you mentioned Tim Patrick this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed with Tim Patrick. He's out.
Yeah.
Quentin Morris is out. And their starting safety, Eric Murray, is out.
Yeah.
When I looked at and again, I did not look at the Jaguars offense at all, but so I'm not really, I can't tell you about Patrick or Morris, but I'll tell you what, Murray and Hunter, that's a loss right there. And I was thinking if Travis Hunter was going to play this game, because I was on another show, if I was on Captain Jack's last night, and we were talking about what Travis Hunter would be doing. And I thought maybe he would just be one-on-one, like shutting down Brock Bowers, and then,
yeah.
So that's out. So they're going to be going to plan B. So the Raiders definitely want to run the ball, but this could be the Trey Tucker game of the year.
Yeah.
This really could, because that they're going to get Bowers the ball over the middle and see what he can do. And we'll show some of Bowers later. But with their, you can talk a little bit more when we look at the offenses. But as I'm looking at those two, neck and groin, they're out. They're out. Raiders, just since we're talking injuries right now, we have Lonnie Johnson's out. Aiden O'Connell's out, but he's back. He's back. No TMZ free. We won't talk about that. It looks like Max Crosby is back. He was a full participant today. Jacoby Myers was a full participant today. We'll get right back to him after we talk to Isaiah Polamalu. Hopefully he does. I mean, I hope he's okay. If he's not playing on Sunday, because Lonnie Johnson's out, I would think that they'll probably do a Darnay Holmes, or they may shift Chin. I don't know. That'll be the go. So going to Jacoby Myers. Before we get into the film study, would the Raiders be stupid or smart to showcase Jacoby Myers this weekend?
Well, I think this. If he wants to play, that's the big question. If he wants to play for the Las Vegas Raiders, then I would play him. Now, the funny thing is this doesn't match the words that have been coming out of Jacoby Myers' mouth. Jacoby Myers has been talking about, well, I'm here where I am, but I still want to get traded. I mean, he's openly said that. If I believe I'm hearing that correct,
he did. He's been saying that, but he's not being derogatory. And again, and he's being, hey man, I got a job to do. I'm going to do the job best I can. But yeah, he wants out of there. He wants to go to a team, and I mean, nobody whoever wants Jacoby Myers is going to have to pony up a fourth. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to have to pony up. And again, the Raiders can hold on to him until the end of the year and get the compensatory fourth. But somebody wants him right now. They're going to have to give a fourth. Again, I guess I still think about Duggar, but I know that contract's still big, and there was somebody who would have to renegotiate. So with further ado, we're going to go ahead and show Trevor Lawrence, and we'll get back to the Raiders. We're not done with the Raiders, but let me show you. My Oracle did all of his homework this weekend, and he got an A. We graded it.
All right.
We gave each other an A on our report card.
Yeah, we're both strict graders, but
strict
we
graders, that's for sure.
Yeah,
okay,
no
Oracle.
Either.
Okay, here he goes. Talk about what we're gonna watch.
All right, so we got a 5-man protection here for the Jaguars. We got, it looks like a 5-man front for the Rams, where we have 2 down linemen and we have 3 linebackers. We got 2 outside linebackers, and then we have one of the inside linebackers who is mugged up over the center. So for the linemen, they're going to block man on this one. So they're going to block, each guy is going to block the guy closest to them. Left tackle, the tackles are going to block the outside linebackers. The guards are going to block the 2 down linemen. And then the center is going to be responsible for the inside linebacker right above him. So
if he blitzes.
Yeah, and he's going to blitz. Ball's going to get snapped. And then we got Brian Thomas Jr. here up at the top.
That's at the very top, right between the 30 and the 40.
Yep. So it looks like now we got only 3 guys that rush. So clean pocket for Lawrence. And then we got Brian Thomas Jr., who's going to runs a crosser at first, but then he pivots out and runs a corner route. And then it looks like number 8, I believe that's Parker Washington.
Yes.
Who's going to be open down at the on the sideline there on the right side at the bottom of the screen. So 5 guys rushing. Trevor Lawrence has time here. Now he has time to make a decision. Now he doesn't have a running lane because both the linebackers are watching him. So he's got to make a throw right here. And he's going to have a shot to get one open, but he throws it a tad late. And if he would have thrown this earlier, he would have made this completion. But because he throws this a tad late, it's an incompletion. So these are some of the things with Lawrence right here, where it's the little things. It's the little things where he's not able to mentally process the defense properly enough in order to get the completion that he needs.
Bad form by him, too. He's not on top of the ball. His foot's open. He's wide open. So there you go. And the ball sails.
Yeah.
And it's not anywhere near. So right there. Let's watch that one time, all through the time. Again, you were talking earlier to me about maybe Devin White having a big game. What I don't, and again, we both get pissed off when the Raiders drop Crosby, or they drop Laulu, or they drop Kuntz in coverage. I have never seen that from a Raider team before. I mean, we know the Jaguars are good, are famous for that. We'll talk about that in a bit because they do that. They are they're a blitzing team, and they blitz on the weak side and then run the linebacker, middle linebacker to the strong side, looking for the easy pick, which he's been doing. And he nailed the Niners and the Chiefs on it. So let's watch this all again. And again, here we go. Watch how they go from a 5-man front to a 3-man front. And you're right. Trevor's got all time to throw.
So 5 guys out in a route right here. And then the corner's going to be in zone at the bottom. And they're right there. He throws it just a millisecond too late. He's got to understand that the corner is playing the flat right there. And then the safety's got to come over in cover 2 to the sideline. And as soon as he sees Parker Washington run past the corner in cover 2 in the flat, he's just got to rip it right in there. He's got to understand that he's got the whole shot in cover 2 right there. But he just sees it a little too late, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here's KL177. Here we go. All right. Okay. Oops. Let me go back. Okay. Talk about this play. What are we going to be looking for? What does the guys at home need to know?
Yeah. So this is a 3rd and 1 situation right here. So there's 2 receivers and there's a tight end on the left side and there's a fullback on the right side. Now, the 2 receivers that we have, the one on the bottom of the screen, that's Tim Patrick, who's going to be out this week, but he's a guy that they could replace. Trevor Lawrence is going to be under center. They're in the Rams are in a 3-4 look right here, but they have a safety who's down at the bottom of the screen, kind of right over Tim Patrick right there. So they have 8 men in the box. It's 3rd and 1. They want to make sure they stop the run. So you could go ahead and play it right now.
Gotcha. Oopsie.
All right. So tight end goes in motion. Now with the tight end going in motion, you're going to see that no one came across with the tight end. So that's a good indication that it's zone coverage right there. If you would have seen a guy run with the tight end, that's a good indication that it's man coverage, but it's zone coverage right here. Now you're going to see at the top of the screen, there's an inside linebacker who's at the top of the screen, who's about to backpedal, and he's kind of in the top center portion. Tim Patrick is running a intermediate crossing route, and he is running right behind the linebacker. Now you have a tight end leak out right in the middle for a shallow crosser, and he's going to put that linebacker in conflict. And Trevor Lawrence is going to make a nice touch pass to Tim Patrick because he saw that the linebacker came down to play the tight end, and therefore that left Tim Patrick wide open. So you're going to see the linebacker who's at the left part of the screen right here. So his right eyes are right on the tight end right there. And then you see Tim Patrick running over. So this is a really good play concept by Liam Cohen right here to be able to attack the Rams. He knows that it's 3rd and 1. They're probably going to want to stop ETN on the run, but they run a nice, good play action. They're able to put a linebacker in conflict where he kind of has to defend 2 crossing routes. So what does Trevor Lawrence do? He throws it to the one guy where the linebacker is not looking at. Now, the other thing, if you play this, look at the top of the screen, you're going to see a corner at the top of the screen in man coverage here. So it's a zone coverage, but the one guy, the corner at the top is the one guy who's in man coverage here. And because he's in man and he's not in cover 3 or cover 4, this deep 3rd or deep 4th of the field is wide open. And Tim Patrick is going to run right into that zone of the field right there for a completion.
And Oracle, the Raiders do a lot of that. They do play a man on. They'll play man on one side. This is in fact, Stokes will be the one who plays it.
Yes.
And that's what happens right there. So you're looking at that as a crossing pattern, and that's where your linebackers have to be aware, and your safety has to be fast. I mean, the safety didn't play that bad, but that's just those kind of plays he does do well. I mean, that's a very well, because that ball is lined. It looks like it either could go to the tight end or go to Jackson at the deep part of it. It's a zone that's flooded, and those passes are coming right to play. And I think that Trevor does have the chance to either hit the guy in the shorter pass or the longer one, whoever's open. And I think we talked about that a little bit with Geno Smith, where where we were trying to compare Jake Plummer doing the reverse bootlegs, flooding a zone with a tight end would flood the zone and then a receiver behind him. And then you'd have a running back that would go to the flat, just waiting for, just in case everything was flooded in the middle. So, and Gino actually made a really, really nice play. So we'll show that at some point here. And then let's go ahead and show what the Oracle really wanted to show. This was his babies. We're going to the part of the film study where he loves, and this is one of his. Let me get rid of that one. Remove. I need a. Hey, does anybody want to work for free as a programmer?
Not me.
I don't pay much. I'll give you a hot dog. Hot dog. Okay. So here, let's set this up, Oracle.
All right. So I don't know if this is the play right here. No, this is a different play. Yeah. So we got, okay. So this is Travis Hunter is going to be the wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. And Trevor Lawrence, this is going to be another 5-man protection. And the Rams have they really muddy up the look for him. They put a lot of guys at the line. There's only 2 down linemen, and you're able to see about 4 linebackers. Maybe you could go. There's one of the linebackers is right over the tight end. Who, if you see at the top of the screen, they have 3 receivers to that side. The tight end is the one who's closest to the left tackle. You have a linebacker who's looking at Lawrence, but he might be in man coverage or drop into zone against the tight end. So the Rams are going to rush 5 right here, and there's a free rusher. And this is an issue with the Jaguars where they don't quite get their protections all lined up before the snap of the ball. And because of this really forces Lawrence to make some quick decisions, and it's not always the best decision. And because of this is a really good job by the Rams. They're going to get a tip on the ball right here. Travis Hunter's got a wide open on the crosser. The corner for the Rams is playing him in man, and Hunter does a really good job of beating him on the crosser at the line. But unfortunately, it just gets tipped, and we've seen the Raiders do this year, whether it's be Max Crosby, whether it be Lau. Can Thomas Booker do this?
Thomas Booker does it well. He's out of all of them, he does it very well.
Yeah, no, he does. Thomas Booker's a good player, and I really expect him to continue to develop for this team.
Yes, but develop. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because a lot of people thought, because he was from Philly, that he was going to come in here and he was going to be like Christian Wilkins. And you got to remember, he had one hell of a game against New England. But last week, not last week, but when they played Kansas City, he with Adam Butler out, man, that dude was gassed at the end of the game. He was totally gassed at he was done. He was totally done. Okay, Oracle, let's go ahead and show your next favorite video.
All right.
Okay, this is a 4th down play.
Yeah, so 4th and 7 here. So, and this is at the very in a 2-minute drill. It's like 1 minute and change in the second quarter for the Jaguars. So they're down 3 touchdowns here. The score is 21-0. 4th and 7. They're in the red zone. Their ball's at what, the 12 or the 11? So this is they got to get a first down here. So we got 3 receivers down at the on the bottom part of the screen. We're going to have Brian Thomas motion, and he's going to be the number 1 receiver. That means he's closest to the sideline. And then we got Travis Hunter in the slot. He's the number 2 receiver. And then we got Parker Washington as the number 3 receiver on this one. And then we have Hunter Long at the top of the screen as the tight end, that's just slowly detached from the left tackle. And then we have a running back that's offset Lawrence on the left side. And the Rams have a 2-deep coverage, and they have an even front. So that means they got 4 guys on the line. So go ahead and roll it. So we're going to see zone coverage here, and no one's really open. Brian Thomas Jr., could be open. I mean, there's the nickel corner that's not really looking his way, but he's got the boundary corner that's watching him. He could hit the running back, but that's going to get closed off by the corner. The tight end is covered by someone. Travis Hunter is being bracketed right here. He's got two guys on him. He's got a linebacker on him. He's got a deep safety that's coming down on him. And then Parker Washington, there's the other safety that's passing him off to the other safety. So so Trevor Lawrence sees this and he's going to take off. So he's got to get a first down here. This is really good defense by the Rams of forcing Trevor Lawrence to his left. And that's a real big tendency with Trevor Lawrence.
He loves to go left.
He likes running to his left. For some reason, I don't know what it is. He just feels more comfortable that way. And, it's interesting because if you really see where the hash mark is, there's 4 defenders on that way. So he's running towards where most of the guys in the Rams defense is. And it's just going to be a little short for Lawrence. So, look, this is really good defense by the Rams right here. How can the Raiders take this on whether it's 3rd down or 4th down? This is a must-pass situation. And the Jaguars the Rams just do a really good job of containing him and getting a turnover on downs.
So this is the difference that the Raiders are seeing because Trevor Lawrence just takes the ball and runs. So here, watching this play right here, and they just think these guys are red. Mahomes is the kind of guy, and he's running, he's baiting. See that the quarterback that's going to possibly take the running back, take him away from Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Watch this. That's why Mahomes always tries to get the guy open, like run him open. He almost and where Trevor Lawrence is just like, bulldog, I'm coming, I'm getting the first down. And in fact, you can see Trevor Lawrence sometimes he'll take it all the way down the field and then slide if he has to. He's a tough kid. He is not somebody that's gonna base you away from any kind of physicality. But see the difference between right here. Now he's got to run. Now he's got to run. Now he's got.
The other thing I noticed there, Johnny, was he didn't. With Mahomes, a lot of times when he scrambles, he'll do a little pump fake to hold the linebackers and the safety.
That's what I was saying. Because right here, he could go ahead and at least start like getting his arm up, like he's going to throw, and then that's going to take that cornerback right to that guy. I mean, because he has to. And then he's just watching. Look, he just watches him. Boom, he's done. So that is something that the Raiders got to be aware of. Is this guy likes running against Kansas City? He ran hard. That guy was his birthday. He was running like a man possessed that night. I don't. If I was a Raider and they said, "Hey, you could have Trevor Lawrence or behind door number 2," I would still take behind door number 2. I'm not sold on this guy being a winner yet, but he's not a bad quarterback. He is not. And he's definitely better than what we've seen so far at Geno. That's somebody he's played big in big games. So it's not like this guy's a cupcake and he's a Derek Carr guy who comes in and doesn't know how to play against a good team. And this guy knows how to beat the bad teams. That's why they're where they're at. Oracle, this is the last of your plays before we do some Raider trivia. Hey guys, if you're out there, we got some Raider trivia coming, and it's all going to be no questions. It's going to be pictures. You get to look at pictures. And I can bet, I wonder if Husk will do good at this. He's usually pretty good at this.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll get another Lee Smith cameo this week.
Oh, Lee Smith. How did you like that, folks?
Oh, I love that. What's funny? As soon as you said Buffalo, I'm like, oh, I think that's Lee Smith. And I got it right. I would have, who knows? I would have maybe won a Reese's Pieces from you on, I don't know what I would have won, but you never know what you might win.
Never know. I mean, I got to look at my goodie bag. Okay, here we go.
Johnny's Donuts.
A gift card at a very good donut store. Okay. So here we go, Oracle.
Yeah. So hold on a second. A couple things I want to talk about here before the snap. And this play right here is a very good understanding of where the Jaguars have a lot of problems in passing downs. And The Rams are going to do a phenomenal job at attacking the protections of the Jaguars in this one. So what do we have here? We have 6 guys at the line of scrimmage right here. We have 4 down linemen, 2 down linemen. We have the 2 outside linebackers, and then we have the 2 inside linebackers that are mugging the A-gaps. So they're really putting a lot of stress on the Jaguars to communicate who's got who when whoever rushes, because that's all. A lot of the offensive line play and pass protection is being able to communicate and have an understanding of who we're going to block depending on who rushes. But now there's another layer that gets into here, and that's going to be the nickel corner, who was originally, now at the top of the screen, we have Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to be the guy at the top on the boundary right here. And then we have Travis Hunter here in the slot, who the nickel corner was originally guarding, and now he's just going to slowly creep towards the line of scrimmage, kind of like how these trick-or-treaters are slowly creeping towards your houses right now, looking for a bag of candy. This nickel corner is slowly creeping, looking for his own Trevor Lawrence Reese's Pieces cup right here. Mm-hmm. So Trevor Lawrence has got to be able to understand and have an answer to this problem. Now, the good news for Trevor Lawrence is he has Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter at the top of the screen. Now, if he sees this nickel come, Trevor Lawrence needs to be able to understand, I have my 2 best players aligned at the top of the screen on the left side right here. He's got to say to himself, what play can I call? Now, I looked at this over again. There's 14 seconds right here at this moment. And with 14 seconds, you have time to make an audible to get into a play based on the look that the defense is presenting for you. So because of that, you want to be able to maybe hit Travis Hunter on like a screen right here, because you have just the corner who's over Brian Thomas Jr., and you have a safety who's playing way deep in kind of like, if this is a baseball outfield, he'd be kind of like in left center field right here. So both your 2 best players have a lot of space to run around and create an opportunity to make a play. Now, Trevor Lawrence is going to probably have to get rid of the ball quickly, but
it's going to be a hot read for sure. If they're going to come, if they're coming.
So you could go ahead, you could snap the ball now, and after the ball, okay. Are you able to go back a little bit?
I can go back all the way.
All right. So ball snapped, and then watch the Rams guys at the line of scrimmage. So we're going to have both those linebackers who were mugging the A-gaps drop. Now, one of the outside linebackers is going to go cover the tight end right here. So this is only a 4-man rush. However, the nickel, no one picks up the nickel. Now, part of the reason of that is Walker Little, the left tackle of the Jaguars, has Jared Verse lined up right in front of him. Now, Walker Little with Jared Verse, who's a really good player, not quite as good as Max Crosby, but kind of getting up there, maybe like the tier below of a Max Crosby type player. Jared Verse is going to occupy Walker Little right there. Walker Little knows, I got to block Jared Verse. No one else is going to be able to block him. Now, the other thing right here is Travis Etienne, if you go back, when he sees all these people at the line of scrimmage, Etienne knows that he's going to have to block one of these linebackers if they come. So right now, Travis Etienne knows I'm going to have to pass protect. Now, even though those 2 linebackers drop after the snap of the ball, Travis Etienne should probably go and get this nickel corner right here. But instead, no one gets him. And Trevor Lawrence's plan is, I'm just going to spin away from the nickel corner, and he takes a sack. So what I'm saying here is you had an opportunity where you had Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter aligned to one side. You have a nickel corner who rushes, even though it's a 4-man rush. It's not a blitz. It's just a simulated pressure where they bring one of the second-level defenders. Instead of being able to take advantage of that opportunity where you have your 2 best players in the team with all this space, if Lawrence is able to see this nickel corner rush, how can I get rid of that ball either with Travis, just get a quick throw to Travis Hunter, or I pump fake it to Travis Hunter, and I'm able to hit Brian Thomas Jr. right on the boundary in between the corner and the safety. But instead, he sees the nickel corner come, he gets completely frazzled, and he takes a sack. So that's just a real – how can the Raiders do something like this? Can they maybe get Max Crosby aligned with Anton Harrison, the right tackle, or Walker Little, the left tackle? And can they maybe put a guy like Jamal Adams? Can they put Darnay Holmes right next to him? See how Jacksonville is going to be able to pick this up 2 weeks later after the bye week. Let's see if Jacksonville is able to learn from their mistakes.
Absolutely. And I do believe that Jamal Adams is perfect for that play. And again, if Crosby is healthy, that's going to make everybody's life miserable on that line. And that their left tackle reminds me a lot of some of our players, mostly our guards, that don't pick up the right guy. They're always they're always picking up the wrong person. They get deceived by a slant, and then the guy comes around the corner. We saw that by Harold Landry in the first game, and it still hasn't stopped. They haven't fixed it yet. So we're going to go ahead and have 4 Raiders for you to pick. All right, guys, let's see if you can pick these 4 Raiders. And on stage now for our first guy is number 32.
Oh,
number 32.
Throwback here.
Well, I give you some clues there. James Hasty's right there. You can see Mo Collins. So you know that's got to be around 99 to 2003. Those are 4 years. And if anybody remembers those 4 years, they'll remember that dance right there. So that's player number 1. Dun, 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 dun.
It's a big boy right there. I would like to have that guy on the goal line.
Big boy. And I'm going to give you guys the rest of the show. I will tell you the end of the show who those guys are. Player number 2, would you please step on? Who's this Raider? Dun, 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 dun. Number 80, is that Jerry Rice?
Looks like a big-time receiver on another team. Hint, hint.
Okay. And then the last one, I'm going to give you guys a hint because, well, although there are boomers that watch this show, the last one.
They're not on TikTok, though.
The last one right there, number 26. Okay, so you can see, obviously, it was the Oakland Coliseum. And that's Alameda, the practice field in Alameda that I actually got to do in 1995. I put the doors in for the Raiders when they came back.
Wow.
From Bobby Fryer. So that's number 3. Number 4.
No wonder you have an open door policy.
I do. I let them know that I buy the hot dogs too. And who is this guy, Oracle? I'm going to let you answer this question.
Ooh. What is Darian Porter?
Ding, 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 ding.
Maybe
right,
a guy who could get on the field more.
We'll see. So this guy right here, I was given the homework for Darian Porter this week, and I got to see, I think he's played in 40 plays. He's only had one pass go against him, and it was caught. And guess who caught the pass? Anthony Richardson.
Oh.
Anthony Richardson threw the ball towards him. It was batted up. I think it was Booker, but I don't hold me to it. And then Richardson caught it, and then my boy caught it. My boy tackled him. So he does a perfect pass against. So, Oracle, let's watch the first video. Bam. Okay, so let's go ahead and Oracle, let's go ahead and let you narrate this.
Yeah, so we got Darian Porter at the top of the screen right here. Looks like the Raiders are in this looks like a cover 4 look right here. We got 2 deep safeties, and we got the corners playing kind of off a little bit, and then Darian Porter is going to backpedal. His eyes are on the quarterback. Now, no one comes into his zone right here. Now, again, we talk about looking for work, whether you're a lineman, whether you're a coverage defender, but you got to look for work. So if no one's coming into your zone, where can I go find work? So Darian Porter is going to see that there's a crossing route that's going to come into the deep portion of the deep kind of left corner of the field. And Mariota sees this, and he thinks his receiver is going to run to the left pylon right here on the deep crosser. But here comes Darian Porter, the guy who's only been playing corner for 2 years now. And he's going to stop him kind of right in his tracks right here. And this is not a PI. This is not defensive. This is not interference at all. This isn't defensive holding. This is just kind of getting in the way a little bit. And Porter's able to sell it. Now, look, the receiver gets a little miscommunicated here. He doesn't run to the deep pylon, and Mariota throws it to no man's land, essentially. But I don't even think he would have completed this if the receiver would have kept running, because I think Porter does a really good job of getting in the way right here. And, it's just a really good opportunity for him to negate a positive play that could have happened here.
Let's watch his head in real time. Yeah. Okay, stop. As soon as he's here, let's watch that little burst right here. He sees him. Boom. Yeah. He cuts him off. He cut him off. He cut him off right there. That was something that was really impressive to me. That's just something that just really impressive. And then again, no, there's no PI there. He's just
not at all.
That's still his lane, just like in basketball. Yeah. That's his lane. He runs into him. Okay, so that's play number one. Not bad technique. Not bad technique. And again, let's go ahead and watch that. Let's watch the other guy on the other side.
Yep. So
Eric Stokes.
Yeah. So Stokes backpedals, and look, I mean, he's got him for most of the way. At the end, the other guy, the receiver of the Commanders, kind of runs past him a little bit, but
the ball was in the air. He did a good job.
Exactly.
So let's take a look at this one right here. Okay, let's go back. Look at that straight line that I drew. That is
that's beautiful.
Amazing.
Look at
That's amazing. I mean, you could probably say that I was drunk, but I don't drink. So there he is. There's our guy right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and go ahead and explain to the folks at home what coverage we're in.
So Porter here is in press coverage. So he's right on the line of scrimmage, and he's at the bottom of the screen, as you can tell by Johnny's beautiful illustration right here. And he's got his eyes on the quarterback, Daniel Jones here. Is this Richardson or Daniel Jones?
No, this one is Richardson.
Okay. So he's got his eyes on Richardson right here, and ball's going to get snapped. His head.
Let's watch his head the whole way.
Eyes on Richardson. Eyes on back pedals into cover 3.
And then he stays on top.
Yeah, on top. And he's got.
Where's his hand? I see it. The ball's coming.
Ball's coming. And he just kind of, and now look, this is another miscommunication by the receiver right here. But look, is it a coincidence that there's all these miscommunications with Porter? I don't think so. I think that Porter's doing a really good job. If Porter were letting these guys run wide open, you would see completions. But because he's in good technique, he's in good leverage. Now Porter has inside leverage here. So what inside leverage means, and now Johnny, you would know this because you used to coach basketball and you used to be really diligent on the shoulders of where to guard. Now, inside leverage, the corner is closer to the quarterback, and the receiver is on the outside part towards the sideline. So inside leverage, that means I am inside of the inside shoulder of the receiver close to the quarterback. Outside leverage, the corner is on the outside part of the receiver's outside shoulder. So that means the receiver has a clear route to run towards the middle of the field. And usually there's a safety there. That's the reason you play outside leverage, is because you want to kind of gear the guy towards the safety. But this time he's on inside leverage, and he's giving a throw to the sideline. But look, Anthony Richardson, not the best guy that throws with accuracy, precision, touch. So let's see if Anthony Richardson can complete a pass on the sideline. So
great technique. He keeps them and he uses the sideline as his best friend.
Exactly.
So it's like a 2 against 1. Beautiful done. Yeah. That's called perfect technique right there. Is he just lucky on these 2 plays, or does he look like he's actually a well-versed cornerback in the NFL? And then lastly, for our young man, we can't go out without seeing him tackle. Now, I did watch some of his tackling skills, and again, he is a cornerback, and there's not a lot of cornerbacks that know how to come up and muscle up. So there was a couple of plays where he got the guy down, but he actually moved back about a yard or 2. But this play I was very especially happy with. Look,
so he backs up. He's 26.
Look at his legs.
First.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Oracle.
Yeah, so just going to say, we got Darian Porter, who's right kind of behind Max Crosby, standing up right now. Darian Porter is 26, who is right behind Max Crosby. And they're going to run, Commanders is going to run an inside run right here. And Porter's going to have to come up and run support. And let's see what happens.
But let's see how he plays it first, because he is a cornerback. So he's got to make sure that his ass is covered before he goes anywhere. Before he eats, he's got to make sure somebody else doesn't want to eat on him.
Yeah.
So boom, boom.
Yeah.
Watch it. Look at that. Beautiful
first
move.
Step back. And
look at that.
He's going to run. And he's about to come forward.
Look at that back foot.
There we go.
Look at that back
foot.
There
we go. Plant and go. Kind of like a track player right there.
Boom.
And then look, he kind of wrestles him down. And like Johnny said, these corners aren't guys that are linebackers where they're just going to come and square up, wrap up on the thighs of the player. A lot of times you kind of grab the guy's torso and you kind of wrestle him down. And when you get him down as a corner, you did your job. That is what we are expecting. Just get him on the ground.
Watch this burst, because you're looking at about a 10-yard burst right here to get this guy. And he meets him right at the hash. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Down. Because that right there, because look at Paul Mouse said, thanks, bro. He was getting up to 10 miles an hour there. So, So, again, we could talk about the rookies that need to be playing. You got Charles Grant. You got Caleb Rogers, the 98th and 99th players selected in the NFL draft this year. A lot of guys argue that, well, let's see how these 2 or 3 games go, and then we go from there. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that says last year you had to have DJ Clays play as a rookie, right? Trial by fire. Look, these guys aren't little kids because they're like saying, well, he doesn't want to get his confidence bad. BS. These guys have been, if there's nothing that these guys have more of, is they have confidence. They've been the best of the best since they were little kids. And now you put them in the pros and you want to treat them like little guys? No. You get them out there and you see what this guy can do better, because guess what happens at the end of this year if you don't make the playoffs? Are you making the playoffs this year? Are you? Okay. Well, if you're still going for that, good for you. I mean, there would be some things that we've seen it happen before, so I would never lay hope out. But isn't there a place where we could put Charles Grant out? I mean, Colton Miller's gone. You're going to have Stone Forsythe here for the next 4 years. You have what you have done is you've drafted for the future. So let's see the guy take a series or 2, okay? And say if Stone Forsythe's getting dominated in the first half, put the kid in. I heard this week that Pete Carroll said that we're putting people in to compete at positions now. Like, well, I thought that was what you used to, that was your name, compete. And I love Pete Carroll. And I'm not trying to be a smart ass right here, but Charles Grant was a highly decorated tackle in William Mary. So I'm very happy with the draft pick. So I'd like to see the player now. Okay. And I don't want to see healthy scratches by Rodgers. I mean, they're your 3rd round draft choices. Get him in there. Porter, get him in there. I mean, we heard about how good Porter was, and then the next thing you know, we're talking about how good Caillou Blue Kelly was. And I think we got sold some snake oil there. So those are the guys that I would like to see. Deontay Thornton, I want to like him, but I'd like to see a little bit more physicality from him on his routes. You know what? He does try to block, and I like that about him. But there's a part of him that's like, when he's going for the ball, he's always been given the long pass, so he's had the cupcake catches, he hasn't had to go over the middle with hands and arms on him and make those really, really tough catches. And so that's a nice little segue into this. And then the Oracle can talk about this, because guess what? Brock's back.
Minshew escapes. Now throwing deep to Bowers at the 5. And Bowers still going. Brock Bowers bulldozes his way. Minshew wants to set up the screen. Instead, he'll float it over the middle. Jump ball, and it's Bowers down the sideline. The rookie from Georgia with the game's first score.
Percentage. So it was very strange to him trying to work through that process too.
Ritter on the roll, throws for the end zone, and a touchdown grab by Brock Bowers.
If you want. Amir Abdul is in the backfield. They've got Bowers. Bowers is open for a first down. He sheds one tackle into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders.
Stepping up. Going deep. Has a man. Caught. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
It looks like when he gets the ball, he is just shot out of a cannon.
Floated over the middle. Jump ball, and it's Bowers down the sideline. The rookie from Georgia with the game's first score.
Percentage. So it was very strange to him trying to work through that process too.
Ritter on the roll, throws for the end zone, and a touchdown grab by
Oracle. That's just music to my ears watching that guy play. You forget how good he is. And he's one of those guys that makes a lot of catches, and he makes a lot of hard catches. I like how Mike Meyer does it. Should we say Mike Meyer for Halloween?
Of course, yeah.
Might as well.
Might as well.
But with Bowers back now, what do you think he does over the middle?
Well, I am glad you showed that video, because I did kind of forget how good he was and how special he was last year as a rookie with a multitude of different quarterbacks. I mean, you showed Gardner Minshew on there. You showed Desmond Ritter on there.
AOC.
You could tell very easily with certain guys who has natural ability. Now, my favorite thing with Bowers is his ability after the catch. And when he's running routes out there before he catches it, he almost looks like he's just kind of gliding on the field. He almost doesn't look like he doesn't run like most NFL players do. And you know what a lot of that is? I think people forget how important balance is for a lot of any athletics that you play, and especially football. When you run with good balance, you're able to be a lot easier, make everything else you do a lot easier, especially catching the ball. If you're running and you're off balance, the ball is going to kind of wobble in the air. But when you run with balance, the ball looks, your vision is able to see the ball a lot more clear. And it's not just the balance that he runs with, it's his leaping ability. It's his hands. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it. He has very good feel for the other linebackers and safeties around him, how he can what little move can he make to make them miss. Now, as far as this week goes, the big question we have is, I know he's healthy. I know he's going to play this week. How healthy is he? How exactly? Because I always say this, there's a big difference between being cleared to play and being ready to play. Now, we have the expectation that we're off the bye week. He's had this time off. He's ready to play. But how much of this is we had this timetable of after the bye week, he's going to play? Now, is he ready to play? That's what we're going to find out this Sunday. I do expect to see a lot of 2 tight end sets. I really like the fact that we have Bowers and Meyer healthy now. I think the Raiders really should be a 2 tight end team, especially since, outside of Trey Tucker, we really don't know what we have at receiver. I understand Tyler Lockett. I understand Tyler Lockett coming in, but let me say this about Tyler Lockett. I know he's coming back with Geno. I think it's really good that they're getting a guy who has rapport with Geno. But at the same time, we got to ask this question. If he was so good, wouldn't he be a guy that would be helping develop Cam Ward right now? But what happened is he wasn't able to be significantly better than a lot of the young guys that Tennessee had. So Tennessee went with guys like Aya Manor, Gunnar Helm at tight end. And he just wasn't able to be on the field. So now, again, did he maybe want out of Tennessee because they were so bad? And then maybe the Raiders offered him a decent amount of money, plus the opportunity to be back with Pete Carroll and Geno. But, I'm not just like, Tyler Lockett's back. He's reunited with Geno. Here we go. Let's go. I think the big thing, if Lockett's going to play a couple snaps this weekend, when you're coming into a new organization, let's just try to say and be like, hey, Tyler, we need you to be good at one thing this week. Can you run vertical, and can you let Ashton Jeanty, Brock Bowers, and Trey Tucker run on the short to intermediate levels of the field and really take advantage of the fact that some of these corners, whether it be Jordan Lewis of the Jaguars is questionable, maybe is dealing with an injury. Devin Lloyd is dealing with an injury. How healthy is he at linebacker, even though he's been really good for them? Right. Eric Murray's going to be out. So we're going to have the Jaguars are going to have a replacement at safety.
Man, Travis Hunter out.
And Travis Hunter out.
So that is a great point on there. And I'm going to show you this last one real quickly though. Dan Pearson, our fan from the 49ers, and Dan was one hell of a receiver in high school. That's why I call him Flecto. He was Flecto Player of the Year for a championship team. He was a great receiver, and he's even a better shit talker. You don't even know. This guy's the best. But check this play out. This last one, I just snuck this one in. Geno's got a blanket. He's got a security blanket.
Yeah.
And this is what happens right here. That's your back. That's your back. That's a back shoulder catch.
Yeah.
Let's watch that here, Geno. And there's Stone Forsythe, right tackle.
Yeah, definitely. Get the band back together.
Get the band together.
So, yeah, it's a good comeback route by Tyler Lockett. Good throw by Geno Smith, and it's good anticipation. Geno's able to get rid of the ball a little bit before Tyler Lockett's open. So if they can have that chemistry together, that could be really good going forward.
It definitely will be good. So Oracle, last word. You got the last word. I'm going to go ahead and say Raiders 24. Now, what was the holy guacamole? Here we go. I have the previews. Oh, I don't have them. Dang it. I missed it. Okay, so I'm going to say Raiders 24, Jaguars 17. And I believe that the Raiders are going to win this on even though it'll be 24-17, I believe that the Raiders are going to be well in control of this game the whole time. I don't know if Geno's going to have his coming out game, but I believe Ashton Jeanty will have his coming out game. So I will definitely I'll definitely go that. Oracle, last word.
I'm going to go 21-14 Raiders.
21-14 Raiders.
No field goals.
John, who was the quarterback thrown to Dan?
Look
at this. Look at this.
Trivia.
Look at Dan. Jags 27, Raiders 17.
Oh, man.
Look at that hair. He still has
Yeah,
beautiful hair.
definitely, man. Ooh.
Hey, Dan, who was your quarterback? Was it Derek Woolridge? Who was the quarterback thrown to Dan? The rest of the country doesn't care, but I do.
Oh, I care. Are you kidding me?
Come on, Flecto. Who was it?
Yeah.
Who was it? We're going to wait 12 seconds. Dun, da, da, da. And who is that? Derek Woolridge. Look at that. Look at that. John
Wow.
Sousa just doesn't know his Raiders. He knows his Dublin High.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
I got to watch these guys play because I was younger. I was much younger than them. But these guys were, dude, they were badass. They were a badass team.
Let me ask you something, John.
Yeah.
I'm not from the Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
What is in the water in Alameda County that makes you guys just such great shit talkers?
Oh, no, it's Dublin. It's Dublin.
Oh, it's just Dublin. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, you could, I could just talk for Dublin, but basically what happened was in the 60s, all the families who didn't have any money went there because they could buy a house, nice house, like going to Temecula. And what they did is in the water in Dublin, and believe me, I'm going to not say much, but there's a gene that they put in the Dublin water that likes the guys like to do the bump. And I mean, so there's just kids everywhere. I mean, kids everywhere. My street had 1 million kids. I know where Danny lived. Danny lived in the upper crust. Him and Husko, they were the snooty ones. I was in the hood. These dudes lived in the hills. I wasn't privy to all that money.
No. That's why you don't have hair like him.
Yeah. Oh, no, nothing like him.
No.
And not even that smile. But I can't talk smack with him. But just imagine that place was pumping out kids, and there was kids at our age that were all very athletic, very, very athletic. And then there was kids that were very good businessmen at the ages of 13, 14.
Oh, interesting.
15.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, they had a bunch of lemonade stands. They were
look at West Side
candy.
was the best side. West Side was the rich side. That was where my cousins lived. But anyway, so last talk about Dublin. It was a melting pot of all different origins of people. There was Hispanic, there was African American, there was a lot of Portuguese, a lot of Italians. It was a mixed bag, and we all got along. Dan Batesel's going 21-17, maybe, but he's talking Raiders. I would say that Dublin, in my opinion, we were so lucky to grow up there because you could be whatever you wanted to be. You could be a jock. You could be a burnout. You know, there was cars. There was kids that were totally into their Chevelles. There was we weren't rich, but we faked really good. You were rich. They were up in the hill. But Dublin was very Dublin was a melting pot. There you go, D. Look at this. And this is true.
Wow, 22 kids in 6 homes. Wow.
So if I was to put up the picture of LaMonica that came to our street, and I could show you that there's a line to get in line to get bit passes from LaMonica. So
wow.
I mean, when they found out LaMonica was coming, there was 30 kids in our street that they were throwing passes to. He was throwing passes to. So it was a very unique place. A lot of dirt bikers, a lot of Chevelle heads. I mean, Dublin's so unique. It's a very unique town. So
how far is it?
What's that?
How far is it from the Coliseum?
20 minutes at the most, maybe 15 miles without traffic. And that Bart's goes to there. So, but anyway, that's the last we're going to talk about Dublin. And Dan was the best player on that team. He was a wide receiver. Nobody could cover him. And his brother was a badass baseball player, Tommy. Very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, we're done talking about Dublin, the Raiders, and
Dan's hair.
And Dan's hair. But you know what? I went to a great donut store in Dublin this weekend.
Oh.
And it was such a good place. And I met some of my friends there, and we had a good time in Dublin this weekend. Good. And Johnny's Donuts was the best. It's still good.
Oh.
Dude, I ate 6 apple fritters on Sunday.
Oh my God. Oh
what
my
a
God.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Well, all right, Oracle, are you going to be? I'm going to be, guys. I will be live. I would be live on after the game. I think I'm going to be doing it from the Luxor. I may be doing it from the Excalibur. I got to do I got to see what's going on with that. But I will be going live in Oracle. You are more than welcome. I'll try to get
I'll be
a hold
here.
of you. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah.
And then we can go ahead and get it down. Look at they don't want to talk Dublin tonight. This show's gone from the Raiders to Jack in the Box Parlor. Legend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Look.
All right, Oracle. Hey, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you are really killing it. I really appreciate everything you do. And
Thank
again,
you, Johnny, man. I appreciate it, man.
Dude, it's
Appreciate
so
the
much fun.
opportunity.
It's like the time flies right here. Guys,
yeah.
we will see you on Sunday after the game. I will let you know outside of the stadium about the ETA. But guys, be safe tonight. Be nice to the kids. And again, go Raiders. Good night now.
Good night now.
Now it's Siani to the left. Biletnikoff to the right against Marsalis. Back is Lamonica. Throws for Biletnikoff. Touchdown Raiders! Biletnikoff is having words right now with Marsalis. Fred caught that ball after quite a physical battle with Marsalis in the right corner of the end zone. He went on out of the end zone, and then instead of slamming the ball into the turf, he ran back in about 10 yards to where Marsalis was and defiantly slammed it in the turf in front of Marsalis. The two tight ends are lined up as tight ends. Back goes Darrell to pass. He's looking for Smith, but instead goes down the middle. Chester, touchdown Raiders! Holy Toledo! What a great call! 19 yards and a Raider touchdown to make it 22-3. Chester had gotten free at the 5 and was all alone in the end zone 2 yards in. The Chargers now have a brilliant opportunity to put this game away. Here's Williams to the left, Garrison to the right, flanks right, Charlie Smith out to the left as a wingback, leaves only one back to block, that's Hubbard. Lamonica back, gets fine blocking, now he throws down the middle, Branch at the 20. Branch at the 18, tripped up, keeps going, reverses to the 15, he's at the 10, he dances down to the 9-yard line. First and goal to go Raiders. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, and hang on to your hats. Branch is still in. He goes to the right, slotted inside Biletnikoff. 5 defensive backs in there. Lamonica gives to Smith, sending him to the left. He's got Upshaw in front. He's at the 5. He's at the 2. It's a touchdown Raiders! Charlie Smith from 9.5 yards out. Oakland has gone in front. Clarence Davis is in for Charlie Smith. He's a deep threat on pass reception. Back goes Stabler to pass, steps away from the rush. He's going to run up the left side. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10,